Common Sense Media activated.
Well, hello there, parents. I hope your 2024 is off and running in the most positive way possible. With a bang, you might say, and the most positive of bangs. Because as we all know as parents, not every bang is good. Sometimes you got to run upstairs or in the other room and make sure nothing's broken. Or no child's broken. Anyway, what you get ready to listen to is the dad mode portion of a collaboration between us and Wave of the Future and our newly announced sports show hosted by Trey M., also of WFS, and myself. It was a night of fun, laughter, love, and brotherhood. So without further ado, enjoy the show. Live for 2024. It is the moment you've all been waiting for. Part 2 of the epic crossover. It's a chasm thing, baby. We got the return of Wave of the Future. After a month-long hiatus for the holidays, baby, we got Mr.
Trey M.
We got Mr.
Car.
And for you parental folks out there, we got
Rich.
from Dad Mode. And introducing a new wave. For those of you who like a little sports and entertainment, we got
The two-way.
Yes. It's going to be a good time for all of you fine individuals. But before we get into the show, I just want to say thank you. We want to say
Thank you.
we love y'all. We appreciate y'all. And without further ado, we're going to get into it. So buckle up. Pay attention. Pour yourself a drink. Let's go. Hey, Happy New Year, y'all.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, y'all.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Beer. Wait, what?
Wait, is it Feliz Navidad or is that Merry Christmas?
No, that's
Merry Christmas.
Feliz Navidad.
Feliz Año Nuevo.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay, yeah, that's it. My bad.
Ah.
I tried.
You're good.
Close enough. Yeah.
Car's a Spanish teacher.
I need to
I don't want to be a Spanish
Duolingo.
teacher.
What's that supposed to cheat say? He said Mexican Americans.
Yeah, they don't like to get up early, but they have to. So they do it real slow.
What do you say? They take Spanish only to get a B?
Yeah, pretty much.
How you guys doing?
I'm wonderful, man. It is awesome being in the presence of you guys right now.
Yeah.
For real, for real.
Yeah.
We got Big Rich from the AK in the land of the SA.
Yep. Live and direct.
Live and direct. You know what? I think that deserves
Ooh, can I push it one time?
Do it.
Hang on. Yeah. Yes. I did it. Ooh, yeah. Welcome, my dog. I was
That's
able
right.
to push the button.
Yeah,
Hey man, push my buttons, baby.
Yeah.
Was it? That was Tyler the Creator, right?
Push my buttons, baby.
You
Push
asking
my
the wrong
buttons.
dude, bro. Ask
Oh.
Alex. He'll know.
Oh, true.
Shout out to
Shout out to Park. We're gonna get him in the crossover next year.
Yeah.
I think it's time.
Sooner or later, he got to come through.
He's got to. He's got to. We got to get Skexy out here too.
Yeah, Skexissimo.
Yeah,
And his brother.
Skexissimo. Yes.
And his brother.
Shout out to him and Booty Pants. Oh, shout out to the Queen RA
Oh,
for
the homie.
putting me on because I was trying to figure out how to get the best SD card possible. And she, and to his credit, Booty Pants gave me
yeah?
a lot of information. Yeah. So you guys are like, why are we talking about SD cards? Because I'm recording live to disc right now. There is no Riverside. Shout out to Riverside.fm. They've been great. This is going to be like a sponsor plug for a minute. I say sponsor, but the stuff we're using. We use Taskade to organize these shows. If you want to give us a sponsorship, go for it. We'll advertise the heck out of your product. It's working for us.
Yes.
Riverside,
Yeah.
You want to do the same thing for us? Go for it. It's working for us.
I love Riverside, man.
Riverside is great.
Magic clips, bro.
Yeah, the AI generated clips. See, look, this is free advertisement. I'm just saying.
I like how they can like change the quality from whatever crappy camera you're using to make it like 4K or something like that.
Come on, let me upgrade.
Well, that's only at the source though. So if your source is 1080p, it's not going to scale it up to 4K.
Okay.
Yeah.
That goes my lack of knowledge. So yeah, it's Riverside's been pretty dope.
So we had recently a New Year's party.
Yeah.
It was amazing. These three gentlemen were at my house. Plus, God, we had a lot of people here throughout the day. Party started at noon. And for my friends who showed up at like 12:15, I was like mad surprised that people came that early. It didn't stop. We were up till 3 a.m, I think.
Dang.
Yeah, man. I think Trey was the last one.
Yeah, I think I was here. Nah, I think we were here till about 1:30.
Okay, so you were like 1:30.
We were tired.
We were too. We were too, but we were cleaning and doing all kinds of stuff. So it was cool. No, that was. I think that's the new wave. That's the new tradition right there.
Yeah, my bad, man. I showed up on CPT. It's a New Year's party. I'm gonna show up at 6 p.m.
This the first of its kind, man. Don't worry about that. Hey, we're gonna plan it out better next year. This was like on a whim. We had that many people. Imagine if we planned it out.
Yeah.
Like planned it out.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's fine the way it was. Like
it was great.
No, I missed Car.
I know. I didn't get to link up, so I felt bad about that. But
maybe next year I'll do a schedule. Who's showing up when?
Okay, you're scheduled from 12:30 to 3:30. We're gonna have you come in for relief after that.
Like, hi, yes, you're due at 3:00. Thank you.
Excuse me. Are you on your way?
Only people we didn't have here was Kid and Play.
Oh, ain't gonna hurt nobody, man. We're just dancing. I fell on the floor.
was it house party 9, 10?
Right.
How many house parties?
Enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So, fellas, what's been up?
It's been up with me. It's been really awesome being here, San Antonio. Get to see what everything's like here, and it's been awesome. I got to go see a Spurs game for the first time.
Nice.
And that was, I get to go see it with my dad and my son. And my son is right now into that phase of learning about the NBA and learning about basketball. And just seeing the joy in his face, which could be a good dad moment, just seeing his dad, just seeing his face looking at those 5 championship banners. I was like, oh my goodness.
The trophies.
Yeah. And I was like, oh my goodness. And, just seeing his face, and yeah, he was happy to be there. And of course he was rooting for the Bucks, which I was like, what the heck? Okay, whatever, man. I don't want to get shanked today, but it was fun just to see the excitement and to see the atmosphere flow into him. Like he was just like into it. But yeah, it was a really good experience. Like I enjoyed it. Of course, it's not my first NBA going to. I've been to a Sonics game before. And
the Sonics.
Yeah, that's how old I am. Being so, and so it was really good just to see. I got to see the Wemby guy, Wembanyama, Victor, and it was awesome just to see the whole. Like everybody was cheering, and what tops the cake is it was a dang good game.
Yeah, man.
Like that, if it was like a blowout, it'd be like, yeah, it was all right. But now, since it was a wonderful game, being that the team isn't doing that great, it was an awesome experience, an awesome game. I was hoping to win the overtime. Like I really wanted these guys to pull it out because you got the top seed or at least a second top seed in the East going against one of the lower teams in the West.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like just to see that team, the Spurs. Put everything together to almost do it. It was awesome. I loved it.
I'm glad you loved it. I want to touch back on that in a little bit, though, just to get your experience from an out-of-towner standpoint and then dive into it from a sports lover standpoint, too. We might have to touch back on that in a little bit, man, because
League fan,
I'm excited for that, man. That was, and like you said, we'll talk about it, but that was a good game.
It's been awesome. I will say, and I appreciate the whole conglomerate we have right here in front of us. Like just listening to you, the Wave of the Future, I get to see it now. Like when you guys were setting up, I'm like, oh my goodness, this is gonna be.
It's a production, man.
Yeah, this is awesome. Because I'm doing it remote, so being where I'm at, I'm just like getting my coffee, whatever. Because we're like so much hours earlier, and then you guys are just like getting everything set up, and this is awesome. So yeah, that's good.
Hey, so let's talk about what we're doing here with this chasm thing. So Common Sense Media is fully activated at the moment.
Yeah.
As mentioned, we got WFS, Wave of the Future. We got Dad Mode and the new for 2024.
We got
Two-way.
the two-way, baby. It's coming through.
We're going to give you each show a little piece of each show in this big epic crossover.
Yeah.
Justice League style, because I'm a DC head. Or we can say X-Men or Fantastic Four.
No, I'm gonna roll with the league, man. We're
We're gonna go, yeah.
I feel like the X-Men are
Man, y'all just straight up exiled the Avengers, huh?
I don't talk about those people.
Those people.
What do you mean, you people? If you listen to WFS, we've talked about Marvel in the past.
You guys are,
we're not going to get into Captain Nissan today.
yeah, you guys were hopeful that the end game didn't come out because y'all thought that when he snapped his fingers that they were gone forever.
Hey, when he snapped, they snapped and broke Marvel.
Yeah.
Apparently. But
Yeah.
so we're gonna start with Dad Mode. We're gonna move into
The two-way.
and then we're gonna end with
A little bit of WFS.
that's right. That's right.
So before we get going, I know we said we're going to start with Dad Mode. Car had a little bit of a story. I've been waiting, dude. You said something. You had said anything since, and I've been itching, my bro.
So I'm kind of new into this whole parental thing. My first-hand experience has been participating in a cheer league with my lady and her little one. And those little girls are ruthless.
Man.
Sports.
Like between getting my phone taken from me and just getting berated with questions. Like the one thing that still lives rent-free in my head right now, this little girl walked up to me and stared at me intently and was like, "Why do you have earrings if you're a boy?"
Ooh,
That was a tough question. I couldn't answer it.
that's a good question.
Yeah, and I didn't know how to answer it, and I feel self-conscious about it.
Oh, man.
That's so conscious. I wonder if her dad's old school. Boys don't wear no damn earrings.
I would have just
Why
been
are you wearing them earrings?
I'm fly.
That's what I told her. It's like, I think it looked cool. And then and I asked her, don't you have any little boys in your class that have earrings? I was like, yeah, but they're weird. And I was like, touche. Give me back my phone.
Give me back my phone.
I have
That's enough of
so many thoughts about this. I'm going to keep quiet.
How old were the kids?
They're 5 and 6.
Oh, okay.
They're
I'm definitely going to keep quiet.
So they are at the point where it's like kids say the darndest things.
Yeah,
Got
dude,
it.
It's so funny. Yeah. And then just this whole year, or this whole second half of my year has been just very interesting because I'll put it out there. I'm like the next biggest prospect for a Dad Mode guest.
Hey,
Yeah.
we ready.
Dad Mode in training.
Yeah. I mean, what do you expect? When it comes to being a dad, what are your expectations?
My expectations are to always have to prioritize them and to put that foot forward to do stuff that they're interested in. Kind of keep them away from a tablet if you can. Make them feel included, especially if you got somebody that's been with their kid for a long time and it's just been them, like a mother cub and a mother and her cub.
Yeah.
These have all been things that I've been picking up on and trying to just incorporate too, because the basis of my relationship right now is the three of us.
Yeah.
And it's never going to be any other way. And it's not even about acceptance at this point. It's just about rolling with it and feeling like it's a bigger picture that you can include yourself in. Because to have the trust of an individual like that who will give you time with the both of them, with two souls, it's a beautiful thing. And I'm grateful this year. I didn't think I'd be here. I didn't think I'd be here doing these things, but it's fun. It's fun getting roasted by little kids.
Yeah, they're gonna keep roasting.
Kids
you, bro.
say the darndest things, don't
dude.
they?
Yeah,
It's not gonna stop, my dude.
the hit's gonna keep coming, bro. That's how it's gonna be.
Man.
And all I can do is just kind of just experience it all. Even the thing, my lady's child. I got this little doohickey in my car because I don't want to get a new car. I got an AirPlay screen, so I could just stream my phone to it without having to get a whole new car. It's like this cheap thing you get on Amazon, and it starts with a picture of a Bugatti. And so the kid looks at it and she goes, "That's what your car wants to be."
Wow.
Man,
I'm all there in our little Subaru, and I'm like, thanks.
Appreciate you. Now buckle up your car seat.
man, she's gonna be a comic. She's gonna be on the Comedy
funny.
Central with the roasting.
That's what they do, though, man.
They're funny.
I saw my nephew for the first time in a little bit of a longer time than I'd like, and we were playing ball the other day, and I was trying to do some stuff, and okay, I'm a little older now, ain't gonna lie, and he said, "Nah, Uncle March, you ain't like that no more." Like just straight up, like you ain't like that no more. And to my credit, you know, I tightened up the Crocs. I was wearing Crocs. I put them in sport mode.
Put
Put the Crocs in sport
Word.
mode. Yeah, we were supposed to be just shooting around, but then you got to say something like that. You put them in sport mode. And once I get a little bigger, you get to come back with some clapbacks. Because I best believe I took that boy down to the post. I started hitting him with the 1 2 2 2 1, trying to.
Would you go home afterwards and regret not stretching?
Oh man, no, the next day, hell yeah. But he wasn't there next day, so I got lucky.
Yeah.
My knee still hurts. That was a week ago.
Isn't that the worst thing to be called out from little kids? Like, at least for me, I've not little kids, I guess, even from like teenagers.
Yeah.
You go, like, I went to a gym and I went to go to court, and somebody said, "You want some of this, old man?" I'm like, dang, am I that old? I don't have no gray hairs. I'm not looking like Professor X. I'm not balding or nothing. I'm like, dang. So, I mean, I had to take a back seat for a second. I was like, okay, I'm going to go over here and chill over here, man. You done made mockery of me. I'm just going to, that's messed up. Like,
I'm just going to go to the water
They called
fountain.
you old man for real? For real?
yeah. And we were in church, though. Like,
Oh,
that's
man.
even worse. Like, with church gym. And I was like, man.
With church, it comes down to what you're wearing. That's the thing about
Yeah,
church.
were you wearing
I
really
was
nice
I
church
was
clothes?
wearing like Allen Iverson shorts, you know, because you know most kids nowadays are wearing like
Oh yeah,
booty
they're wearing
shorts.
like fitted shorts. They're wearing like Lulus.
Yeah,
and
they're
stuff.
like wearing them all the way above the knees, like 2 inches above the knees and everything. And he's like, man, okay, Allen
No,
Iverson.
He saw you in the N1 tape. That
Yeah.
Allen Iverson.
Yeah.
Just give it to my Lou.
That's funny.
Okay.
Yep. And so I mean, when the kids say something to you and it's like, oh man, whatever, man, forget y'all.
Or like,
Yeah, it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
When and when you have your kids with your lady friend in the future, it's gonna be a wonderful thing, man.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that you are in a happy place when it came to this. So yeah, it's awesome.
Say something just kind of piggybacking on that. The mentality that you have, man, going forward is not important. The kids that you have are the kids you have. It's a thing. But to be, for lack of better words, a dad that stepped up. Mm-hmm. It's not too many people have the mentality that you have going into that. Trust me, my mom was a single mom. I have single moms in my family that are trying to find a dude like you mentally, that come in accepting that, you're not just talking to a girl. There's two souls, like you said, that I'm approaching and integrating into. So
yeah,
I'm glad to have you back, man. I'm glad to have you back, my
That's
bro.
what's up, dude.
I love you, man.
Oh, that was a good hand slap.
Oh yeah, you had to get into the mic a little bit.
Yeah, that was audible.
Yeah, no, right? But yeah, and it's awesome. Like just seeing, I know from the stepdad point of view, as far as I'm not, you're not a stepdad, but I mean, like it's getting from that point of view of like, your role in this relationship and the kid.
yeah.
Like that's awesome that some people will be like, oh,
She doesn't give me enough time.
exactly.
Yeah, like that's not what I'm here for. Like I'm here for a greater purpose. And when I saw and met those two, like it changed my perspective on things. Because I think I've always talked to E about like me always wanting these kinds of things. Yeah, I just got really fortunate and blessed in that regard. It's a cool thing. I mean, it's funny. It's frustrating sometimes. Kid cops an attitude, like whatever. But
Yeah.
it just you take point from your lady, and you kind of figure out how you want to best kind of lead and that stuff. And yeah, those are all learning points for me.
And so she appreciates your relationship with the child too.
Yeah.
It's from what I'm understanding.
Yeah.
Which is good. There's some people in relationships, at least they'll be like, you're not the father's child. Like, golly, like I'm not trying to be that way. I'm just trying to be for you. Trying to, so
Yeah, and she always makes it a point to touch base with me and be like, you don't have to dote on her. Like you're not going to impress her. Like you just don't have to take her to Six Flags. Like,
yeah.
Stuff like that really helps me because I don't see that. I just want to give them everything possible, but it's good that she kind of reins me in on that because that kid's going to get spoiled.
Yeah.
Your mind, your heart, they're in the right places. as a person who has a step parent, and I feel horrible saying that. Not because I don't like him. I love my dad. I call him Dad. As you all know, as our listeners of WFS know, my pops, my biological father, passed away on the 4th of July. Trey's uncle.
Yeah.
Our family. Having a person who understands the difficulty in raising someone else's child, knowing you aren't the person that created them.
Yeah.
So they don't share the inherent things that you have.
Yeah.
But there is learned behavior.
Yes.
And if you are fortunate, and we all, I think I speak for the three of us, and maybe and probably more, obviously.
Yeah.
If you are fortunate, and we want this for you, if you are fortunate to get to a point where you go the distance and you officially become that man, that is your role.
Yeah.
You still have an influence on shaping that child's future.
Yeah, the person that she wants to actualize.
They may not inherently have certain traits, but they'll learn things. There's things that my dad does that
You do.
that I do.
Yeah.
My wife called out, she says, that's something your dad would do. And I'm like, really?
Case in point, vintage car with his newest son. I don't know what kind of vehicle it is. I'm just gonna call him El Camino. But he's like 6'4". This kid's massive, and he's not like us. I'm a little 5'7" Mexican.
Specimen.
My brother is a 5'7" Mexican as well. But I saw them together the other day, and they had a movement like together. Like you know, their body language was the same, and you could just pick that up, right? I was like, oh, they're imprinting off each other.
When a man teaches you how to be a man and you're
dude,
a man.
you pick that up, and then like you just do things like walk and talk like them a little bit, and you know it's gotten to the point where, like I don't want to put them all out there, but yeah, Camino is starting to call him Papi Chulo.
Nice.
It's funny.
Chulo.
It's funny because it's that relationship that they're building, and
That's good, though.
I'm seeing that from my own blood too, and I don't think if it wasn't for Vintage Card taking this chance, like I wouldn't have been so open and receptive about it.
It gives
to be
you
honest. Gives me perspective.
Exactly. It gives you a perspective on how that can play out and what you can expect from that situation and how you can perform in that situation. And I think whether it be good or bad, you take those perspectives and make good on them. And you've got a good perspective to look at and to not emulate, but kind of emulate. You know what I mean? Like take that same perspective and movement with it.
Yeah. I've got mad respect for you because, and my dad and other stepdads and boyfriends who are going into these situations. I don't know if fully loaded is the right words, but going into these situations. Because when I was in my 20s, I dated a couple girls.
Oh, I remember we talked about one. Yeah.
The one I dated before my wife. Actually, two I dated before my wife had kids. One had two dads who were jailbirds in El Paso.
Yeah, that's the one I'm thinking of.
Yeah. Yeah, for real. I was about to say her name. No, not a shout out. Not a shout out.
I should say a couple of names.
I'm not going there.
And then the other one I liked quite a bit, but that whole family dynamic was funky.
Yeah.
I learned that for me, at that time in my life, that wasn't it. Now you are, and I say older, but you're not. You're like a lot younger than me. You're older.
Yeah, I'm not in my 20s.
Yeah, but you're still a mature.
Yeah.
You like that? Mature adult. I hate when people say that, like that adult.
Yeah.
But you know who you are.
Yeah.
You know where we live. You know what range we're in the situation. I say range, age, but also demographically, the city, etc. You get to a point where it's like it's harder to find a woman without children. Once you start getting into a certain age range.
Yeah.
So for you to be accepting of that, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
And again, I'm going to speak for the three of us when I say we're happy for you and we hope you go the distance.
Yeah, definitely.
Still want to meet this woman.
Yeah. In time.
So
It's just it'll all happen.
And that's how not the game, but that's how the relationship unfolds, right?
hey man, ain't no rush.
Yeah.
You're on nobody's schedule but yours.
Y'all will come into one household and we'll all be there, dude.
Man, I was engaged for years.
Yeah.
For years before I got married.
Yeah, yeah.
You're on you two know when you know.
Yeah.
They say if you know, you know.
Yeah.
I'll say when you know, you know.
Yeah, and I will say don't take any ish from anybody. Like, I guess when it comes to pressuring you to do whatever.
Yeah.
Moms be doing that, man. Like,
Amen.
moms be doing that.
Dads
sisters-
sometimes do it too,
yeah,
bro.
sometimes dads, but I guess it depends. When women like their daughters, dads are probably pressure, hey, or whatever. But yeah, don't because that's how things can change. Like, don't you do it on your terms.
Yeah, don't rush, man.
Yeah. So just continue to go the path.
And
that
do
you
whatever
wanna go.
makes you happy. When it comes to that thing, like for me, I know a lot of people that have big, they rush into things, or they have big, do whatever works for y'all. As y'all come into one being, if y'all come into one being,
Yeah.
just do whatever works. I know me and my wife, we're going on 7 years here in about a month,
Dang.
and
Married
it
or
was
Married or together?
married.
Okay, cool,
married,
cool.
married. 9 years together, married for 7, and it was we went to the courthouse, bro. Like, it was a courthouse family. We went out to eat afterwards, little reception. It was small things.
Yeah.
So just whatever's natural for y'all as y'all become one, run with it. Don't be pressured by other people.
Appreciate that.
I don't know the stats on that. I've heard. Never looked it up. I've heard those marriages.
Last longer.
Yes.
Yeah, I've seen that on social media. I don't know if that's a real thing or not, but from
We had the full on stuff, and we've been together for almost 20 years.
Yeah, see, I love y'all.
I mean, not
have,
married,
I
but
have friends
20.
that, like, I was people in weddings, and it was big ballers stuff, and I'm like, dang, I should have got married like this, and like, nah, those people got kids with other people now. Like, there are things going on. Like, you never know what works for you, but whatever works for you, works for you. Like E said, I was in E's wedding. I was his ring bearer. I was like 15, but luckily there was an open bar afterwards. Sorry, Rich.
No.
Oh man,
That's a story for another time.
I'm gonna have to cut that out now. We're talking about underage. It's Texas. It's different.
yeah.
Oh,
Hey,
I had parent permission. My
is
mom
true.
was there. My mom was there.
Yeah,
I
so
asked-
is that
I
thing
asked,
here?
I said, can I have
Yeah, that's a thing.
some
Yeah,
of that?
yeah.
And
If your
she said
parents
yes.
allows you, you can't drink. You can drink underage.
I asked. My mom was there, and she tells me all the time.
It's
I'm
over
so proud
7
of you.
years.
I'm just
Anyway.
waiting for my kids to ask me because I'm gonna say no.
Yeah. I think my son asked me that today. I'm like, no. I
Now
know.
with them box braids.
Yeah, right. You getting old right
Yo,
now, bro.
hey, we out there playing ball in my backyard, and he said something about putting a headband on for his dreads. And he's like, these aren't dreads.
They're box braids.
Yes. and the three of us, me, Rich, and freaking Mars Trey, we looked at each other. We were like
Tie your box braids up.
word.
Yeah, you want to be technical right now? Man, kids can be technical. Future note, man. You probably know this.
Oh yeah.
No, it's
Oh,
not
man.
technical. That's semantics or whatever.
yeah.
Like it's arguing the details that don't matter.
It's like Eric was telling me a story back when I was like 13, and we were playing ball, and he's like, "There's no I in team," and I was like, "Yeah, but there is a me." Like that's how they get you. And it's like, damn, there is an M and an
Yeah, and you know what?
and an E in there.
To this day, I still say that because of him.
Yeah.
That was a nugget.
I didn't
a
even
teenager
remember that
dropped on
until
me.
he said that today.
Yeah, I was 23. I was like, word.
That's why you got bars.
That's word.
I got bars. Hey, so PSA, kind of a PSA. Somebody's thinking about moving to the land of the free.
Oh man.
What's the land? The land of free?
Yeah, you got a gun,
the
a
land of
beer,
the
and
free,
armadillo.
yeah.
Oh, that's what that means.
We
Okay.
can-
No,
I can
not the one
challenge
from
you
the
to
Edge
open
Free
arms.
show, but the other free.
Yeah.
Shout out to him.
Yeah. And so, and of course, we are thinking about making this move down here, down south. And so, got parents down here. They loving it so far because of the no snow, which is a major contributing factor to us of why we would like to move and jump ship because of the snow, the cold. Plus, we've been up there over 30 years.
Can you tell the WFS audience where you're from, just in case they don't
Oh,
remember?
yeah. So I'm from this the great Northwest called Anchorage, Alaska, or the Northern Exposure. And so as you know, this was the very first year that me and my family had been out of town on Christmas. And today was 68, right? At least a high of that, I remember. Never had that. That's awesome.
It wasn't even supposed to be that warm.
Yeah.
According to the forecast, it's supposed to be like 63.
Whatever, man.
Hey,
That's
5
still
degrees.
60.
Dude,
Dude, that's
5
still
degrees is a difference, dude.
What is
That's
it, like
still
negative
60
6
degrees
degrees?
difference in where I'm at right now. Looked at my camera through the front door, and I got a whole bunch of snow I got to deal with when I get back tomorrow. That's stupid. But anyway, so yeah, it's that. Those are, you know, there's a lot of contributing factors, but I know we were going to talk about as far as like moving. You know, me, you, Morris, maybe Trey, you.
I've moved around, not out of state though.
And so now we're at the point where my kids are 13, 11, 13, 10. Anyway, yeah, they're up there to where
Ages.
Yeah, they had established friends. Can't think of the word. Just people that they want. You know, this is a situation. You know, like,
Friends, school,
Communities,
routines,
relationships.
community. Yeah.
and so we're, of course, as parents, want to get the better opportunity for our children. So that's something that we need to figure out. Like, okay, yeah, there's a, you know, of course, where I'm at right now, my son wants to be somebody.
Yeah.
And that somebody is an NBA player. So, I mean, of course, you're not going to get that up there. At least I'm going to put that out there on the
Trajan Langdon, sir, would like to have a word, and Mario Chalmers.
Oh, and
From Alaska?
yeah, both of them.
That's why.
Well, hold on. Check this out. Check this out. If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong on this.
Trajan,
I think
Mario Chalmers' his dad
in
coached.
the military.
Yes, he coached at my wife when she was at high school.
Bartlett.
Coach, yep, coached there, and his son didn't even go to that school because his dad was the coach. He was able to play.
So here's the deal. Here's the deal is it's not like these players, at least there's maybe one or two that were born and raised up there. There are a lot more military transfers. So I'm a military brat. Eric's a military brat. You know, and for me, moving around, I was born in Washington State. Then we went up to Fairbanks. Just a little life history of myself. Moved up to Fairbanks when I was 1 or 2. Then moved down to Georgia. Then moved down to Georgia. You know, then moved down to back to Alaska. Then from Alaska back to then I moved to Tennessee. Dad retired. I like in Alaska. Quotation marks off camera. And so we moved there and been up there ever since. Yeah. And then of course, you know, mom and dad said we're enough for this. We're going down south. So there's not a lot of opportunity up there, which there could be, but it's about the exposure, how you're going to get that exposure. So I'm going to do what my children want as far as like, okay, if you want to be an NBA player, we want to put you in the right position. I'm not saying that we're going to go to California, to Compton or whatever, or we're going to get you, you know, but there's a situation here when I have friends and family, the support system that can also help me out with that. So now when it comes to, you know, are you guys, as far as if you ever moved, maybe you want to have children in the future, like what would that look like for you guys? Like, would you take that in consideration as far as children? Like, how does that move go for any of you guys?
For me, I've done small moves my life. I was single and young, and I moved from San Antonio to Houston.
In the state,
you know, it's an in-state, but you know, it's still 3.5 hours away.
Yeah.
Then I was in Houston. We had a family. We moved to Corpus for a job. And then I came to the realization in Corpus after living there for about 2 years that, like, for my kids, I was getting ready to have my second. For my kids, I don't think Corpus is where we need to be, just academically, opportunity-wise, for my family, for my wife to get a good job, for my kid to do whatever she wants. wasn't a place for me. So that was one of the attributing factors that had me move back to San Antonio a couple of years ago, was doing what's right for my kids. It was a little bit of a different, not a little bit, it was a big time, different time frame. My kids were young. My youngest was a newborn.
Yeah.
And my oldest was maybe 4. So we're making that decision ahead of time, kind of, you know, they don't have the relationships that your kids have. That makes it difficult. I didn't have to move around like that. I was born and raised here in San Antonio.
Yeah.
So I don't know what it comes to, but if I had to make a decision like that, it would all come down to timing for me.
It would have been better to do
You
it
know,
sooner
if
than
you're in
later.
your sophomore, junior year, senior year, that's a lot different of a decision to make, in my opinion, than if you're 11, 12, 13. You can reset a little bit easier.
Yeah.
Once you get to those grades, cliques are set, or do they call them cliques anymore? I'm old.
I don't know. Actually,
I don't know what they call them these days, but you know, your people are set. You're set
My
with
crew.
your people. Exactly. You got your crew that you're running with at 11th grade or 12th grade that will be there, at least for me, that will be there for a very long time. But I like where you're coming from. You want to give them the opportunity. And I think that's important to be the baseline of whatever decision that you make.
Yeah.
It's about the opportunity. And it's not just the opportunity to be an NBA player. It's the opportunity to do other things.
Yeah.
You know, and to say, hey, if you want to do this at this point and I can't take you, at least if we're in San Antonio, grandma can take you, or
Yeah, you have a support system.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like you said, a support system. They can help you out. They can take you. So that's an important part of the equation, at least to me. I think age, where you're at as a child. I don't think you should ever take your child out of like their senior year of high school to move unless it's absolutely necessary.
Yeah.
Like if I'm going to go from making $100,000 to $1 million a year, like, bro, we got to go. I'll pay for your college.
You'll be
but
okay.
We got to go. Like, but we got to go. But if it's like, okay, I'm moving for the same type of job, maybe there's no state taxes. Where does that leave the kid? No, it leaves them with a better opportunity to go to the University of Alaska, or you can go to the University of Texas or Texas A&M or UTSA.
Yeah, get a walk on, do
know?
whatever.
so all those things. However, from my personal experience, military brat, just like him being rich, for those who can't see us.
Oh, I'm not rich.
So, I mean, sorry. For those
Nah, I
who
know
are
what you
listening, I'm talking about poor.
Oh man.
Got my duffel bag right now.
Oh, damn. But no, BS aside, I went to 3 different high schools.
Yeah, I remember that.
3. I started at one school, then I moved, then I went back to that school, and then I moved where I met my best friend.
Yeah.
This man on a pod with us right here, Mr. Big Rich. So, why do I bring that up? We've thought about, my wife is from the Northeast. I'm living where I'm from.
You're from
Yeah.
everywhere, bro.
I'm from here, though.
Yeah, originally, but
But I mean, I lived here a few years as a kid.
Yeah, I
came
can
back
pick-
every summer. But
San Antonio, Alaska, Nebraska. I can pick a couple places for you.
I mean, there's a lot more. I've lived in other countries, but the place I've spent the most time is here. Because even when I lived at those other places, I came back home
Yeah.
because my family's here. You know, so like I'd see Trey one year, a couple years go by, I see Trey again, and it was like every other year I see Trey growing up.
Yeah.
You know, and I always came back here to San Antonio. So, we've talked about moving forever. Forever. I say forever. That's a broad word. For years, we've talked about moving. But we've gotten to a point where it's like, okay, if we're going to move,
It's got to be soon.
Yeah.
I don't, and we don't want to do to our oldest.
This is the last place we're gonna move to. And I'm done.
Well, we don't want to do to our oldest what was done to us, and that's not
Displace her.
that's not to right. That's not any fault of our parents. Our parents, the difference between us and our parents is that they had to move
Yeah, they were in the
because
military. It
the
was their-
government said, cool story. You're going there because you're our property.
Yeah.
For us,
When you
it's
have a
like
choice, yeah.
we want to move because that's where we want to go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so we don't want to do that. I was talking to my parents. My parents live in Las Vegas. They want to move here. You want to move here. For me personally, it's getting more to a point where it's compelling for me to stay because I'll have my family.
Your friends.
I'll have my friends.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She doesn't want to stay because she wants to go back to the Northeast, but I'm like, cool.
What's there for us, though?
We family and friends too.
Okay.
We have our cousins. We have our family. So there's family there too. It is compelling. Me personally, I kind of want to go in the other direction. I want to go Northwest. I don't know anybody out there.
Forge your own path.
Yeah, that's a you thing, though. That's how you like to.
You know me.
Yeah,
if I'm gonna leave and go north, I like Northwest.
Yeah.
I mean, what's up, baby? West Coast. No.
Okay, Snoop.
I know. But I have family in the West Coast too. I have a lot of family in California. California is too expensive. But how do I get to them quick? I can live in Oregon. I can live in Washington. You know what I mean?
Track it. Yeah.
You know what I mean? But this where we are now is lining up to be the hub. Where we are is growing. The tech companies.
Yeah.
The affordability.
Yeah. The scroll or the sprawl rather.
Right. The jobs, the military. I mean, we're at a point where this city is growing.
Yeah. It could be just we're a little bit too early.
We are.
You know.
Now, my
if you hunker down now.
my worry, though, gentlemen, is that where we are now is going to, from a financial standpoint, because more people are looking at this area and realizing, hey, during the pandemic, we put all of our eggs in the basket of an Austin, of Dallas,
You got to branch out. It's going to become a megaplex.
of Houston, right? They're going to look at places like San Antonio, Abilene, Midland, Odessa, El Paso. They're going to spread out because a lot more jobs you are able to work remotely.
Yeah.
And the cost of living isn't just going to drive up in those cities. We're bigger than Austin. Just want to let y'all know that.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So people want to live to Austin? Is that what I'm understanding?
Austin is a big
Austin is the
hot
capital.
Really?
It's a hot spot. Yeah. So guys like
comedy.
yes, those are the major ones.
Yeah.
Now, and the Spurs are out there too. We have the Austin Spurs, our G League.
They do a couple games here now a year, too.
Yeah. So we have that going for us, right? But the cost of living in Austin is crazy because of just tech alone.
Yeah.
It's gone up.
You got to
It's
think
crazy.
about the
UT, hook 'em horns.
the campus and the size, less area, more people, bigger companies.
I-35 is a bottleneck.
Yeah.
You know, you go from Austin to Round Rock to Pflugerville, which is spelled weird.
Yep.
Pfluger.
Yeah.
Right?
But even then, you used to be able to live in Austin. Like, I think the neighborhood is Riverside.
Right.
Yeah, he used to be
or
able-
even around Lake Travis.
Yeah. Just around the lake. Like, yeah, that was like the broke party kid hub. You know, even then, now it's like the rich party kid hub. Like,
Yeah, Bee Cave is rich people.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, straight up. You know, so all that to say, we're very excited that you want to move here.
Yeah. I'm excited too because this is the very first move as an adult of myself that I'm able to carve my own path.
Yeah.
Like we've all been saying. And the one thing that is really awesome right now is that we have this communication between me and the wife. Like, awesome. This is what we want to do compared to what I want to do or compared to what she wants to do.
It's mutual.
Yes, mutual. And for me, I want to say this to Carr when it comes to the relationship aspect, communication is very key. And you probably already know that, but I just want to reiterate that to a lot of the individuals out there because communication is something that
Say it for the people in the back.
Exactly. And so communication is like something that is really key. Like there are times where I don't communicate well, but now I'm just like, this is something that we need to work on I need to work on for myself. And now that we know that together, we're going to make it like this is, moving is not at the faint of heart. Like this
that's a decision.
That's bigger than buying a house. That's bigger than switching jobs.
It's all those things and more.
Yeah. And so we are at the point to where we both are really established in our jobs, but then we both know what we want for our family.
Yeah.
So
that outweighs that.
Mm-hmm. And so it's just crazy to, I know I've been down here however many times, maybe 7 times now, between the last, 20 years. What's a lot, at least for myself to come down here.
One place. Like,
yeah, exactly. And I'm like starting to like understand the road system to a degree. I mean, heck, we went to that.
Turnarounds are nice, right?
Yeah, they kind of suck. Wait, no.
It's funny you said something about the roads because I get so mad. I complain like, traffic, traffic.
No, but I'm out of
terrible.
state.
And
I'm
then
out of state, and like every other 2 miles, I can't do a turnaround.
And then you go to Austin,
Yeah.
and it's like it's a parking lot. Like I feel like Michael Douglas in Falling Down. I just want to get out, walk,
just wreck.
Well, see, what thing is,
or. Now he lived there, Houston.
oh, bro,
My guy, the worst.
I can tell you some horror
Houston
stories about that
Houston is so bad from a traffic standpoint. It's like you get mad before you get in the car. I'm serious.
Because
Not only is it bad from a traffic standpoint, it's expensive.
Oh,
Yeah.
well,
Tolls
I'm
and
not
all
even.
that
Yeah,
stuff.
I'm not even talking about that. I'm just thinking about the drive. When I would come, I came and saw y'all in Cyprus, and I was like, I'm gonna leave on Sunday. That'll be safe.
Never.
Everybody's in church. Why is there traffic on Sunday?
Never.
We're like zooming
I was. I still get the Houston news feed on my thing, and there was last night the Katy Freeway was shut down one way because there was a 18-wheeler that was turned over and on fire, and that's the stuff that happens in Houston. Like you'll be driving home from a game in the middle of the night, and like coming from San Antonio, right? Traffic sucks. Like when you're coming from the AT&T Center, but as soon as you make it to the highway,
you're good.
like you're good. Like you don't have no. It's in Houston.
full lock.
It's
Straight up.
ridiculous. And if it's not construction, then it's an accident. If it's not an accident, then it's construction. And if it's not, I know I kind of went back and forth, but there's always something.
But is it a constructive accident?
hold on. Let me ask you guys this.
Accidentally constructive.
So I hate traffic, right? So when it comes to the traffic here, are there other outlets to go into other roads?
It depends on where you are.
It depends on where you're going.
Okay,
Depends on
so-
how you know the city too.
Yeah, and then so I'll tell you this. In Alaska, there's only one road.
Oh gosh.
You already know.
Yeah.
There's only one road, the main road system.
Yeah.
So if, say for instance, it's like, oh crap, I took a wrong, I don't need to, you gotta go another 50 to 100 miles. Like,
So here's the thing about
It's bad.
This place is like, I guess you can go through like the old town way, and then you can also go through the highways, which is kind of nice. Because you can get to all the places of town you need to with big fundamental roads like Zarzamora, Culebra, Fredericksburg, like stuff like that.
Wurzbach, like those words.
Sprawls across the city, and you can get to 2 totally different places, like different ecosystems, if you want to even put it that way.
yeah.
And you can take the highways there, like from where he lives. Typically, I take 1604. It's a straight path for me. It's a 35, 45-minute drive.
Yeah.
But 1604 is under construction right now. So sometimes I get off here at night and we're leaving and I have
He
to
said
go.
right now.
Dude, that's what I was gonna say. Has
10
that
years.
been on construction for the last 4 years?
Yeah.
That I've been coming back here. Like,
absolutely.
I've come back here so many times.
No, you're good. You're good. Hey, but coming back to Houston for a minute, just
half a
ask Houston
decade,
people
man.
about 290.
Yeah.
How long that's been under construction? 290,
been
and it's supposed to be bridging
been
Austin
years.
and Houston, and it's like my wife's. We're 30, and like half her life that highway has been under construction. Like, it's ridiculous. But yes, 16. But they do that construction. They shut it down. So instead of taking 1604, I go 1604 to 281 to 410, and I make it home, and it's a 10-minute difference.
Okay.
You know what I mean? In the middle of the night, it is like I'm not talking 5 o'clock. I'm talking like 10:30 at night.
Here's the thing is,
Hey, as an aside, real quick. Texas cities, Dallas.
No,
Daytona 500.
They have it there.
Bro, I'll just talk about how fast they drive.
Oh yeah. That's the fastest city in Texas.
Praise Dale.
Isn't it like 80
Everybody,
or 75?
it's funny. Like your sister who lives in Houston will be like, "Oh, y'all drive slow."
Who
I'm like,
lives in Houston?
"You drive slow compared to Dallas."
Your sister lives in Houston?
Yeah.
Dallas,
Why?
yo,
Just came over the other day?
Dallas.
When I came over the other day? Oh, wow.
I was going 10 or 12 over the speed limit. Not that it matters. It's
You were
2 miles.
slow.
Yes.
Yeah.
I had
You're
an
getting pushed out
old
of
lady. I was in the fast lane. I was like, I'm doing good for San Antonio. I was like, I'm 12 over, baby. Let's go.
Now let me tell you
She
why.
pulled out. She got in the lane. So it's like it was like a 4-lane highway. So she got in the lane 3. Sorry. If I'm in the far left, next one over to the right, old lady, literally old lady, all silver, looked at me in my little Honda Civic at the time. I missed that car. Honda Civic, turned, looked at me, gave me the bird.
Oh shit! No,
And
my bad.
she was mad, big mad. And I was like, I'm going 12 over the speed limit. What do you want? Yeah, I was like, what do you want from me?
It's a 90 everywhere in Dallas, bro.
This lane
Dallas,
is for crime.
They
Okay.
move differently up
dude.
there.
Well, I'll tell you why. It's because they think they can beat the toll pictures.
True.
Yeah, they think if they go fast enough, they'll make it blurry on the camera.
I didn't know they had tolls up here.
In Dallas, they do.
Dallas,
Oh, we got
Texas,
a
and
toll
Austin.
here.
No, not in San Antonio.
Well, we
Yeah,
have one-
SH 130.
Yeah, but that's
go
That's
to
going to
Houston.
Austin.
That's the Austin.
It's going to Austin, but it's still technically us too.
Yeah, that's the one thing. Like,
But you got to be going somewhere. It's not like you have a toll to get around San Antonio.
True,
Like in
true.
Houston, you have the Beltway. You have like 1604 in San Antonio is 99
Yeah.
in Houston, and that's a tollway.
Word.
410 in Houston is the Beltway, which is a tollway most of the way. There's a portion of the Beltway that's free.
yeah,
That's
so you gotta
true.
get around
That's
that.
true.
That costs money. But also, like, our tollway ain't that cool because there's no Buc-ee's on the side of the road. So, have you been to Buc-ee's yet?
Yes, I have. That is awesome. I went there.
It's so overrated, man.
Well, I mean,
Buc-ee's? What?
it's just
How dare
interesting.
you?
Well,
I am not a fan of Buc-ee's, man.
What's the cleanest
Say it,
restrooms?
just say it, dude. Yeah, dude.
Not as clean as my restroom.
But
Yeah.
I mean, when you're talking a road trip restroom, you go to Buc-ee's. to
I don't
take a
know,
sh-
man. The allure of Buc-ee's wore off after going there 2 times. I was like,
We didn't go enough
Don't let
times.
my
I'm like,
wife
this
hear
is a big convenience
Yeah.
store.
The best.
Cool.
So, from an out of towner standpoint,
Yeah.
it was pretty cool. And you know what I say that?
One time.
So when I only reason why I
magic.
say it because I was told about it. It's like, yeah, my mom went to Buc-ee's. It's like, yeah, this is the biggest gas station you ever seen. I'm like, you know what? I thought the biggest gas station I've seen was Costco. I get up there, man, and they got
Nah,
like
bro.
80 pumps. It's like,
Yeah, dude.
Where'd you
holy
go to Buc-ee's at? Houston, in between San Antonio?
no,
Houston?
it was
New
just,
Braunfels.
Broncos. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, no.
Germantown,
What's the one? Not is it? It is the one going towards New Braunfels.
going towards San Marcos.
Yeah.
San Marcos.
Okay. Yeah,
Okay,
that's what I
got
went
you.
to, and I was like, holy cow, there's a bunch of pumps, man. And so, as far as that goes, I mean, you know, we're talking about the moving, and I'm in the oil industry and the fuel industry. I gotta talk to those guys and figure out where to get their fuel so I can get a job. Anyway, yeah, on to the next thing.
That's pretty cool.
Okay,
Yeah.
gentlemen. Kids sports. Expectations. How? I know that was a hard turn, by the way. I know that. We
We hit a U-turn. One of them. San
We
Antonio
did.
U-turns.
We did.
Or were you guys
did,
call
we did.
turnarounds?
Yeah.
Yeah. Give it a turnaround.
How does one? Now, this is for you who is dating a woman with a child who is active.
Yeah.
Okay. How do you, I don't want to say manage expectations, but balance your, I don't want to say upbringing, but balance your expectations for them versus what they expect for themselves,
Yeah.
what you see in them potentially versus what they see in themselves.
I expect the greatest out of my kids. As far as like because that's what they want. They want to perfect everything to where they are going to be the next whatever in sport that they're playing in. So guess what? If they expect it, guess what? I'm going to expect it. At least it's how I see it.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to be that type of, dad that is going to, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's like, I mean, if I know that you are really good at something, then I want you to put that out there all the time.
Yeah.
Consistency.
Exactly. And so, my son does basketball and he's been going hard at it, like 2 years running now, to where he's wanting to do everything to do everything.
Sorry, I'm laughing.
Golly.
No, real quick. Earlier, he was like, I was playing easy on Aria on defense.
Yeah.
And I stole the ball from her. And I was like, my daughter played 3 games yesterday. I was like, she was taking it easy on you.
Oof.
I was like, I don't think. And every parent thinks their kid's the greatest, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was like, trust me, dude.
No, she's a hooper.
She wasn't playing with a full deck.
Well, yeah.
It was a rest day for one. Yeah, she had to rest.
Yeah, and that's what I was gonna say. Like, what with my kids, they want to be the Currys of the world, the Jordans of the world, or whatever sport they're in.
Yeah.
So I want them to do whatever they want to do. Like, if you want to be this, I want them, of course, first understand everything that they want.
Yeah.
Understand that, hey, is this what you want? Yeah, that's what I want. All right, cool. Is this what you want? Then guess what? You got to put in the work. Put in the work. That's it.
The game.
Put in the work. And so my expectations of my kids is that they are, if you guys want to do something, then guess what? You got to put in the work. And I know I will say this was the one thing that I had experienced in a little bit of time ago. My son had a tournament, and I told Eric this, a tournament, and he played 1 or 2 games, but like between the 4-game tournament, which they made a championship, he played like 10 seconds. So, of course, as a dad, my expectation was my son is a good kid and he can play with these kids. But then the coach is like, yeah, not really, dude. And I'm like, hold on.
I understand that.
It's like, one, this is a competitive thing, or are we trying to show our kids what show our kids like the true game of the sport? Like I'm okay, yeah, we may be losing. I'm gonna go ahead and put them in for like a minute or two. Like, I'm gonna run these other kids ragged though. And I'm like, golly, like you gonna run these kids ragged?
It's a thing.
It's an ego thing.
It is a little bit of an ego thing with the coaches. Okay, so for me, it's a little bit of difference. My kids are younger. So my oldest is 6, gonna be 7 too soon. Anyway, so right now it's not the expectations are light, right? It's let's try
have them have fun.
Soccer. Let's try basketball. Let's try gymnastics.
Two
you want to be a
sticks,
cheerleader?
Yeah.
Like let's try some things. And for me, I'm watching, okay, where is your passion? Like, where is the intent? Like, what are you going to say? Okay, whether we go outside and practice or not, like, I'm going to get my practice in. Where are you going to bring that in? And then I'm watching that. I don't care if my kid's a NBA player or a soccer player or a scholar, whatever she wants to be, but we're going to try a lot of different avenues, see what you like to do, because you can't force somebody to be, I'm a basketball head. I love ball. I can't force my kids to play basketball. I just can't do it. It's just not going to work like that. My kid likes soccer and gymnastics right now.
Yeah.
She does not like basketball, the hand-eye. I don't know if it's the hand-eye or what. But so, okay, where are you at? What are you going to do?
Meet her where they're at. Or
Exactly.
Her
Okay,
she's at.
I see you. You're flipping in the living room. You're practicing whatever. Okay, well, let's put more time into that. Let's put more money into that, because that's really what it comes down to as a parent. You have to pay for those leagues and those things instead of a different thing every month. Okay, or let's try basketball for 6 months because you like that. Let's try soccer for 6 months.
So I got a question. How much, we talk about expectations, how much does monetary comes into expectations?
I got something. So, what you got it?
No, go ahead.
So monetary stuff's important, right? So that'll even come down to what you want to choose your child to be in. And I wanted to kind of come in as an outsider because that's what I am. I'm a fly on the wall right now this year. This last year I was. Just I've seen parents take their kids because they want to choose to live vicariously through their kids. Have them be the sports athlete that they never were, the cheerleader, or what have you. And they're willing to pay the top dollar without really considering their kids' feelings. So what I've seen, and this is my experience, this is my personal experience. I'm a band geek. I hated going to the football games. I had to be there. My girl, she was in softball. She was in baseball. She was in a bunch of other sports like that, and she loved to do those things. That was her lifeblood. And well, we ended up kind of finding out that about each other like a little later on when we went to the football game together for her kid cheering. And we like different things about the game. We like totally different things. I like the band. She liked the football. And we were just sitting there kind of enjoying our thing separately together. And what I realized about her is that she wasn't trying to live vicariously through the kid. Like, she's very much like you in that regard, E, because she's very active and involved. She's an assistant and a coach, and she wants to be involved in that kind of process because she has a genuine passion for having little ones like learn. And ultimately, her thing was not forcing her child into being into something that she didn't want to. She found something that she stuck onto and started rolling with it and started to be, she gave up like the idea of making her just like her to have her follow her own thing. And in her own way, she found her own way too. And that's me too. Like, I'm not a cheer person. Like, I don't know anything about that.
Our car's in there like,
yeah, I got pom-poms.
Mouth in the cheers. Come on, I need you to, you know the moves.
Yeah.
Like watching Bring It On to get some tips.
Well, even then, like, it's just being there and being excited for them, like showing you a cartwheel or whatever, like holding pom-poms or a sign or whatever. Like, that's all fine. Like, those are all moments that they remember more than you ever will. And your pride has to get put to the side for that. Your pride in your wallet, really.
Yeah.
The
But
wallet
I mean,
portion
I
of it.
think, so when it comes to the monetary thing, I mean, I can understand certain expectations, right?
Yeah.
Like you pay $300, guess what you're going to expect? Your money's worth.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the part of a parent it's a little bit of a juggle because to your kid, it's just, okay, I'm trying something. But once you start putting money into something on a regular basis, you can try it once and not like it, and then we never do it again. But if I'm putting $200-$300 in this every 3 or 6 months or whatever
that's more for
the
you.
subscription is, like, okay, I look as a parent teaching you how things work in this world. When you put your money into something, you expect it to. I'm not expecting you to go to the NBA and pay for my house, but I'm expecting effort from what I'm putting money into. If you are growing up and you put money into something, you want to get your money's worth. You buy a car, you put $5,000 into a car at 17, you want to get your money's worth. You don't want that car to break down on you 2 seconds later. Yeah. It's kind of a bridge that you have to gap between monetary responsibility and hard work. So, hey, once they get to a certain age, it's not something you tell a 6-year-old, but once they're like 11, 12, 13, you have to say, hey, okay, look, if I'm going to pay for you to do this, I expect you to put your all into it because money is money. I can spend this money on something else. I can get you a tutor. I can get you this, that, or the third. I can do some stuff for me. If we're not going to be serious about this, you have to break that down to them at a certain level. Again, that's not something you do when they're 6, but once they get to be 12, 13, 14, 15, they're getting ready to get a job or something. They're getting to that age. Hey, you need to understand how money works. Yeah. And I'm paying money for this. So I expect you to put some effort into this. And if you don't like it, tell me. Yeah. Simple.
Yeah, we don't have to
to do it if you don't want to do it because you're saving me money, my dog. Like, like I can put this money into something else, like I said, but you put monetary compensation into something or monetary effort into something. I want some physical effort out of it. I don't want you going to practice and
suffering.
And no, it's not about the suffer. It's about the effort. If you're going to go to practice and not give the effort or go to the game and not get the effort and you're just
it wasn't worth it.
You're cool with sitting on their bench, like you said, and coming in for only 10 seconds. Doesn't matter to you. Yeah. Then maybe that's not something I should put my money into.
I think about
that's how I think about it. And you have to level with them eventually. Like I had that talk with Cam. not too long ago.
His nephew.
Yeah, it's my nephew. He's gonna be 12 this year. So he plays football, and my sister is all in. Whatever league you want. They go places.
Yeah.
Las Vegas, Orlando. They go play games. And me and my mom, and hey, he wasn't really liking it. Dude, if you want to do this, do it. There's money involved in this, man. It's not cheap to go do these things. Yeah, those pads aren't cheap, my boy.
Yeah, plane tickets.
Like,
go hard or go home.
It's simple. And if you want to play basketball, let us know. We can switch it up. But I'm not going to put my money into this just to have you riding the bench and not running those sprints as fast as you can, my dude, to try to get in front of those dudes because you don't want to work that hard.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's just, it comes with age. I think that comes with age.
So, thanks for coming out. The show's over. No, I'm joking. No, all this is a fantastic segue into a conversation I had with both of my daughters. They play basketball.
Yeah.
One is currently, as far as I know, more serious than the other. My oldest. My oldest is a beast. Every parent feels their kid is great. Now, are there other children her age who are better? Yes, absolutely. That's not a knock on my child. My daughter didn't start off as a starter when I was coaching her. She got better. She improved. She worked hard. I put her through camps. Kid can dribble with both hands easily.
Yeah.
You've seen it. Yeah. All of you have seen it. She's ambidextrous. The teams she's on, one she starts, one she comes off the bench. She's like 6th or 7th man.
Yeah.
I get frustrated. You know what? We're in a safe space. She's not playing up to her potential, in my opinion. In my opinion. She's getting too comfortable.
Well, like she's already at a certain threshold where she's hit a skill level and you feel that there's a plateau.
What it is she loves her teammates on this team. The team she's on is better, right, than the other team she's been on. Okay. And she likes that they're winning. Cool. That's fantastic. But you should be the first option. If you're not going to start, you should be the first option. They should be calling you and going, you. If you're not 5, you are definitely 6. You should be somewhere between 1 through 5. But he's got you at 6 because your skill level and the work ethic you've been putting in is great. But I've been frustrated because as a parent, now these are expectations. This is what I want to talk about. When I was growing up, when you were growing up, I exclude Carr only because he's not a basketball player. So that's not a knock on you as a jerk thing.
That's right.
Because you're not a basketball player.
No, I'm not an athletic person. So
now,
yeah,
Trey and I's family is very competitive.
yeah. Competition wise, too.
We don't.
Yeah, they left nothing on the table for y'all.
If we're not starting, we're not playing.
So those expectations that was brought to you by your leader, like your person, your parental.
I don't know about him.
No, I don't.
I wasn't always here because I came home every other summer. I've never come off the bench. I've even when my dad being the coach, I was like, okay, I'm starting because maybe he's one of the coaches. No, I'm starting because I'm that good. I start. I'm not a guy that comes off the bench. My kid, it's just kind of like, like, no. What do you mean, Beat. I want to say it different. Beat those girls. Yeah. They're on your team, but beat them.
Be better.
Go get it.
Yeah.
She's not me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
And that's the one thing parentally, right? Expectations. You have to learn to say, you're your own person.
Yeah.
You have to, Fleetwood Mac, you can,
Go your own way.
thank you.
That was good.
Right?
Man.
You can go your own way. That said, part of me's like, but can you still go a little bit my way?
I think that's every parent. I think you want to see your face in their face, and you want to see them go a little
Like
further.
you said, vicariously.
I just don't feel like I'll be 1000% honest with you guys. Jay-Z said it to Nas. Yeah, I sampled your voice. You were using it wrong.
Made it a hot line. I made it a hot song.
My guy. That's how I feel. I'm like, my daughter is the only one from what I've seen who can dribble with both hands easily. Switching back and forth, she can score. She doesn't like to go into paint because she doesn't like to go into paint. It's not that she can't. She doesn't like to.
So
Go ahead.
I'm not super uncle or anything. It's not like I've been to Arya's game.
Come
all
on,
of
man.
Arya's,
Come on.
all of her games. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine.
But it's not like I've been to all of her games. One thing I could say watching her, it reminds me a lot of me. When I played in like the church basketball league and the younger basketball leagues,
man.
dude, I was upward.
Upward. Yeah, man.
Dude, I was balling, bro. I would ball on people, bro. I would drop 22. Like I was
Dang.
I was
Big
good.
numbers.
Like I was good.
I saw
used
a
to,
couple of
like-
your games.
I used to like do my stats. Like I averaged 18 one year. Like I would put my stats down. When you get to a different level, there's a confidence shift. And just recently, it's just something I was watching. It's a confidence thing, I think, with her. You are naturally a confident individual. You're wherever you go, you command a room, my bro.
Yeah.
Like that's just the way you are. It's the way you're wired. It doesn't matter what you're doing. If we're doing a podcast, if you're rocking out, if you're playing ball,
Well, thank you.
It doesn't matter. That's just how you're wired. There are people like that.
I didn't know I was like that. Thank you.
You are like that. That's how you're wired.
Type A.
You are. I don't think she is wired that way. Watching her yesterday,
My younger daughter
I was
is more
watching,
like that.
I was watching her eyes, and she sees things, and she's not sure. Should I go? Should I not? And it doesn't have anything to do with her skill. It's just about the confidence playing around. When I got to middle school, I came off the bench. It was the first time in my seventh grade. I got cut. Seventh grade, I got cut. I cried. Yeah, I cried, bro.
That's hard for me to imagine.
And it was a confidence thing. It was a confidence thing. I was playing with kids. They were my age. They were a little bit bigger. They were a little bit stronger. They weren't as fast. They weren't as they didn't have the finesse around the basket. But I didn't understand that at the point. I got cut. I cried. Like I will never forget that day. I cried on my mom's lap. I got cut. Came back next year. Made the team. But I did come off the bench. And then ninth grade, I was playing freshman team, and I was still coming off the bench because my confidence wasn't there. That was the thing that held me back. And it took me a couple of years past that to understand because I can hoop. Like I can ball.
I know you can.
Like I can hoop.
So I was like,
ball.
what? You got cut.
I'm not tooting my own horn or anything, but it's a natural thing for me. The feel, the touch, putting things
That's
up,
crazy.
finding the holes, finding the angles.
Finding
It's
your people.
natural for me. But when you're not confident and you think you see an angle, but you're not sure if you should attack the angle, there's a confidence barrier that I can see myself in her. Like, and I don't want to live vicariously through anybody like we were saying, but it's just the difference between you and her. And I think that's what frustrates you so much, and those expectations that you have. Is her confidence is a little bit different. So you have to teach her how to be. You can't teach her how to be confident, but how to use her confidence, how to understand her abilities and what she's better at. Like if you can dribble, like I was watching her, she dribbles better with her left hand. What she needs to do is start taking people to the left and then learning how to cut across the paint and finishing with her right, or finishing floaters or something over the rim.
Like how to use her skill set.
Exactly. She's not quite
funny.
there.
I feel like watching her, she nerfs herself. I could show you videos from from 6 months ago, 3 months ago.
Is she holding back?
Yes, that's how I feel.
Because she's not confident
Because
in
she
her
comes
moves.
up. I've watched her dribble in a straight line, like Luka Doncic, because I've told her to watch Luka, the way he handles the ball. I've seen her attack a basket, spin,
There's no issue.
effortlessly, and pop a jumper. I've seen her do an up and under, spin into like a pirouette, basically, right? And shoot a jump shot.
Yeah.
And now she's just kind of like, and I feel like the coach she has, who is a fantastic coach, but I feel like he emphasizes his starters too much.
I watched that yesterday.
I coached a couple of his starters, and I'm like, you're kind of better than a couple of those starters. If you really want to be, you should dominate those.
That's where the confidence comes in. Those
Biscuits.
Other starters are they get on the floor. I was better than a lot of people. They get on the floor and they just are sure in their moves.
Yeah.
If you're hesitant in those moves, you're not going to get the playing time.
Right.
Because you're going to hesitate. It's going to turn into a turnover or it's going to turn into a broken play. And that's not what the coaches want to see. They want to see you fundamentally move.
Stop overthinking it.
Exactly. I think
just play.
LaMarcus Aldridge just had a thing on Wemby where he said, "Hey, dude, you're young. You're doing a lot. Find a go-to."
Everybody keeps saying that.
Well, it's not 100% right. I don't think it's 100%
I agree with
right.
you
But
on
when
that.
when you're not confident, finding a go-to.
I think he's confident though.
That's why I don't think it's
so much.
That's why I don't think it's right in that regard, because Wemby's a different beast. But I like that analogy in saying that when you're
simplify
fighting
his own game,
confident to find something that you can say. For me, it was the rip through, drive right, come back left. They're not ready for the left. Go up.
Yeah,
it worked. Sometimes it didn't, but you make it that move, and then all the rest. You know how it is as a ball player. You find that one move, that thing you can go through. Everything else opens up. Everything else opens up after that. So that's where I think the difference is between you and her and the expectations.
Yeah.
So my expectations for my children, and I want to make sure I'm going to give you, Big Rich, the last word on all this.
Well, I know he had a question. I wanted to ask a question. No. Well, so I guess one question I was going to ask everyone when it comes to the expectation. Well, I wouldn't say expectations anymore, but examples.
Mm-hmm.
Have your daughters seen an example of you when you're playing ball? Have your daughters seen an example of you when you're doing something? They've watched me play a little bit, but like, it's funny. You as in Trey saw it firsthand. My daughter wanted to play against him right away.
Mm-hmm.
No fear. As soon as I stepped in front of her, she stopped.
Yeah, I can see that.
And I was like, why? I'm like, I'm just another guy.
You're a dad.
Right. Your son got in front of me. To his credit, tried to attack. And attack. And I was like, why won't you do that? Well, I wanted my own kid to do this. I'm like, just try. Like, it's I'm not here to embarrass you. If you can't score over me, you can't get around me, you can't put the ball under me, right? Up and under. Mm-hmm. Don't take it as I'm not good. Take it as, okay, what didn't work last time? Because anytime something didn't work for your son, for our listeners, Trey, excuse me, Rich.
I was like, what? I don't have no sons.
Not you.
I was like, what? Do you know something
Rich,
I don't know, my dog?
Wow. Hello.
Sorry.
Wow.
Anytime something didn't work, I would tell him why it didn't work and say, hey, try this. Why? Because I want to help my nephew.
Mm-hmm.
I want to help my daughters. I want to help your daughters. I want to help your prospective daughter if she decides to play basketball, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's not just basketball. It's anything in life.
Yeah.
Take the sports out of it. Anything. If there's something that I know about and I can share that knowledge, I didn't always have that. Now, we're going to go on a really deep... Hold on, let me hit the little...
fundamental level here. Okay, we're going to get deep.
I read a study. Not to...
bring race into it. Okay.
Okay, Karen.
It's Corinne.
Oh, Karen. Karen at the end.
Jeez. So race has a thing to play with this? What do you mean?
Black dads.
Okay.
I heard this in passing, and then I sent it to you. I think I sent it to him. They say black dads are like the most active dads in their kids' lives.
And I feel like there's a thing. Like when you're playing your kid, like you want them to succeed, but I don't know. I don't know if it's a black dad thing or not, but there's a thing that you come through. Like, I want you to play well, but like when you start like figuring, like, no, like you're not going to beat me.
I want to, you've said it in a regular conversation multiple times, Rich. You want your kids, you said on our pod, you want your kids to be better than you and surpass you.
Yep.
I want my kids to be better than me and surpass me. And
But you got to earn it.
right. Well, not even so much that.
That's me.
Yeah.
I'm willing to give them the nuggets to succeed.
Yeah.
I'm 100% willing to do that.
But they have to earn it.
Well, there's some earning, but it's more or less just I'm giving you the tools that stereotypically kids who have black dads don't have. Right? I say stereotypically for a reason because I know a lot of brothers who are there for their kids.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know a lot of brothers who are there for their kids. My closest friends, my cousin's husband, who's awesome. I couldn't, both my cousins, for that matter. Trey's sister.
Yeah.
Okay? There are a lot of brothers out there who are willing to be there and put in the work with their kids. Now let's take black guys out of it. I know Hispanic dudes. I know what you know what I mean. I know minority
neighbor.
dads. My neighbor is out there supporting his son,
Yeah.
putting in the work too. I know a lot of good dads, regardless, black, white, Hispanic, Asian, whatever, who are willing to be there for their kids.
Yeah. Without it being like this overbearing me.
Right.
Like, yeah, because the ego thing, like you can really drive a child out of their experience if you make it about yourself.
There's that line between living vicariously through your kids, right? Trying to like relive your childhood. And that's so I wanted to focus on this because to me, it's not just a sports thing. Sports is my window into this topic.
That's your exposure that you have with your children.
I talked to my kids recently.
Yeah.
And this is like the main topic an hour and 22 minutes later.
I love it. I love where this is going.
I talked to my kids recently. Now, I'm not going to win probably Father of the Year, but this is a real thing. I told my daughters multiple times, we go as far as you go.
Yeah.
In whatever it is that you do. Basketball, soccer. I love soccer too. That's my second favorite sport.
Yeah.
You know, chess club,
Whatever.
debate, theater, drama, whatever
Rock,
it
paper,
is.
scissors championship,
Hey,
whatever you want to
Yeah.
do.
Yeah,
If they're in debate club,
Yeah. That's the
I'm going to be in
beauty.
the front row talking about, hey, tell him.
Yeah.
Tell him. Woo! She brought facts.
Yeah, that's the beauty of adolescence, right? Like you get to try
you know what I mean?
things.
Yeah. I'm here for it.
Yeah.
And I'm going to do whatever now, if it's something that I know, I get excited because I'm like, ooh, dude, I can help you
Yeah.
because I know this thing.
That's an added plus. Like it's not the thing that makes or breaks it though. You know?
What I'm learning,
Yeah.
I was about to say.
what I'm learning is that doesn't necessarily mean your child.
It's going to be about it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so like I have, you guys know, I am not big on social media. The reason why I'm also big on social media right now, and I say big in air quotes, is because of the pods we do.
Yeah.
If we didn't have these pods, I wouldn't be on Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. I'm not on TikTok.
I
don't have WhatsApp.
running my brain.
Up to like 8 o'clock in the morning.
Yup.
From 2. Like, oh my God.
So like this.
Oh my God. Yeah, maybe I do need to get these girlies leggings. Okay, whatever. Anyway.
What's on Temu? No.
Yeah. I get it though. Like that you wanting to provide your insight and everything. Like,
I want to help them.
Yeah, it can also go into cross training too.
Like
Like
well, there's a lot of, I'm gonna air quotes again.
Yeah.
Minorities, right?
Yeah.
Minorities where dads aren't there. So I'm trying to be there for my kids in ways that, I love my pops, Trey's uncle.
Yeah.
Yeah, they weren't there for us.
He didn't raise me.
Yeah.
I love my dad, my stepdad, my dad. He coached a couple of my teams, but now I don't recall whether or not I always asked him, right, to be there for me like that. But a lot of the basketball and playing knowledge was on the playground, trial and error. Going, that move doesn't work. That move doesn't work. I'm going out there with my daughters, showing them, hey, look, this is an up and under. This is an up and under to a spin. This is a pump fake. This is a jab step. This is you know what I mean? Like all that
This
stuff.
is a rip through. This is your triple threat.
Yeah,
There's
rip
so
through. This
many
is triple threat stance. It's triple threat stance. When you get ready to shoot, your shot should be loaded like this. You know what I mean? Like
Follow
I'm-
through this way.
right. Like
I'm
I'm like going through
fundamental basics.
I'm going through all of that with them because I didn't have that. I'm trying to give them these jewels so they understand. Now, sometimes is it too much information? Depends on the day,
Yeah.
right? Depends on their mood. Dealing with young ladies. Pause.
I'm not trying to be sexist.
Yeah, but it's just like with children in general. Like
Right.
it's just, what are they into? You're right. So,
Girls have attitudes. I can't say anything about it. I got two little girls at home, man.
And so I am trying to drop these gems on them, but I told my daughters recently, look, I'm not going to force you. Okay. Now I was mad one day. I got tired of their BS.
Yeah.
It was not my finest moment. This is my confession. I cursed.
Okay, yeah, sure.
I said the F word like every other word.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Like
I
just-
did.
like
I was upset. I was tired of it. It was raining. I was tired. I was frustrated.
Yeah, but you're putting in a lot of effort.
I'm like trying to work with my kids all the time. Not excuses. This is just fact
Just what
of
happened.
the matter.
Yeah.
Right. And I was like, look, y'all, no longer will I care about what you do more than you do.
Yeah.
If you want to come out, like all I wanted to do was go out and work with my kids. Hey, let's go out there on the playground, the gym. I don't even need a YMCA gym membership. I have a gym in my garage. If I want to get out there and bust weights, I can do that right now. I can hit stop recording, tell you guys to go home, and I can bench press right now. I don't need YMCA for that. I never lift weights at YMCA.
It's for them.
I have YMCA so they can go play basketball inside.
Yeah.
That's why I got it.
Yeah, that's why that's for the same reason.
My previous employer gives me, I don't even work for them anymore. Sorry, YMCA. But it ends up being $35 a month cheaper,
That's not bad.
right?
Yeah.
They don't know I don't work there.
It's okay.
But I mean, it's for them.
Yeah. So
I take them out there. So I'm like, I'm out here willing to spend my time. Like, if you guys say, hey, let's record on Thursday at 7:00, and my daughter said, I want to play basketball at 7:00.
that's what you're gonna do.
Can you guys do 9?
Yeah.
And we do Friday. Because that's what a dad does.
Yeah.
Dad mode activated. That's what a parent does. Hey, man, I don't know when my kid's going to want to do this again.
Exactly.
So
I had to take this time.
right. I cater my schedule to them.
But if you're not gonna care, then I'm not going to take the time and twist my world around, bend over backwards for something that you're not gonna. And that goes back into what Rich was saying, into the expectations and what do you expect from your kids. But kind of circling back to what I said, your kids are coming of age. They're coming of that. They're coming of that point where it's like,
Right.
okay, it's time to.
They're choosing
say,
their
hey,
own
like,
lane.
if you're
Yeah.
not gonna do this, then I'm not gonna, break a leg for you to lay an egg. Type of deal, right?
yeah.
No, I got it.
But you know what I'm saying?
Right,
Like that's
right.
not the way we're gonna run this. Like you have to understand what time is and what
it means to an adult.
sacrifice
Yeah.
is. Not my sacrifice, your sacrifice. If you sacrifice for something, baby, I will be there every step of the way. I promise you. If you're putting a sacrifice in and you're putting time in and you're working hard for something and you need to pick me up or you need help or you need a coach, you got me. But if you're not going to do it and you're going to just, I guess I can go outside and
Take
put
advan-
some,
like
put
not
some
take
shots
advantage.
up. You know,
Yeah.
I guess I can. I don't really want to. It doesn't matter to me. If it doesn't matter to you, then guess what? It's not going to matter to me.
I've
That's
told
the
them both.
expectation.
Yeah.
We go as far as you go in anything that you do.
That's all you gotta say, though.
Yeah.
I think I got something to contribute to this. So I'm learning still. Like I don't know where I fit in this cheer world. That's the most out of place you can be as a guy, and also as a band geek, and just like a degenerate, to be honest. Like up until about 2 years ago, I was a total degenerate. But there was the first time I had to look after the kid when her mom had to go to the competition stadium to go check things out, and so she was like full of nerves and she was antsy, and she was like, I gotta practice because my mom told me to. And so she showed me the routine, and I was just sitting there just like, just cheering her on, just like, good, that's good. And then I realized like my greatest skill in my life and with my friendships and my family is like I find common ground with people. And so I went way back into the echelon of like my college years, and I realized like this kid needs yoga. Like that's what she's gonna need. Like, and so I showed her a routine, like just out of shape Hispanic me, just showing her how to tree pose and how to stretch and everything. I think it put her in a place where she got tired, she got ready for bed, and then the next day she got second place. She got second place, and she like did her best. And I think I had a key.
You had
in
a
that.
little something to do with that, huh?
Yeah. And it wasn't because I don't know how to do the spins or anything or do a tumble or whatever, but like I found a common ground with her, and I think I'd achieved that. And I think as a parent, like if you do like on the inverse of that, if you have something where the kid is like totally out of your element and they have something that you don't know how to facilitate, all you can really do is support them and like find the leaders in that community that are wholesome and that can show them how to do those things. And also figure out how you can contribute to that, and also show them that you have your unabashed support. That's what it comes down to.
That's really what it comes down to, I think.
I got something. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
That was a good dad moment, dude. Like, real talk. Like, I know you're not a dad, but that's a really good moment to hear from, at least I don't know. Like, that touched me because of the fact that you're committing yourself to her.
Yeah.
And something that people, I don't know, whatever her timeline is. When it comes to do what they, when it comes to her, they weren't like that. You're like that with her. You took the time to treat her like a daughter, right? I'm not saying she is, you know what I mean? But like a daughter, like, hey, this is awesome. Like, I want to be there for you.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of stepdads that aren't like that. They'll just be like, I'm gonna go sit in the corner playing my phone or whatever.
Ain't my baby.
Yeah, exactly. Just let me know when you need some help, and you're like right there, hands on. I appreciate that, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I really like what Rich was saying, man. The involvement that you're bringing into, man. It's dad-esque. I don't want to put you in any type of box that you're not, ready to be in. But as a dad, man, I love what you're doing. And I think that it's going to have some profound effect on both your lady and her child. And you're doing it the right way. They're good effects. Like you said, teaching her yoga. I want to teach her something that can help better her.
Yeah.
I like that, man. I like it a lot. And I don't want to sound like an elder. You're older than me, low key, but dude, it just makes me so proud. I don't know how else to kind of put that in any other perspective. It makes me so proud to see the way that you're coming to bat. You're stepping up. You're doing things that need to be done, don't need to be done, but can be done, and you're filling that void. I don't know if there is a void, again, I don't know really the ins and outs of everything on the other side of that, but just the things that you're doing, a lot of respect and a lot of pride, and just a proud moment as your friend.
Yeah. Appreciate that,
for
brother.
sure. But kind of switching gears a little bit, kind of still keeping things dad oriented. We got Big Richmond House, man. And like he said at the beginning, he just had his first Spurs experience. So tell me a little bit, man. What was it like?
Yeah, it was really awesome just being able to have the moment for the generation of my family men, from the elder being my dad to me, to my son.
So 3 generations.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And just to be able to have because we've never had this type of moment to where we've been able to go to a spectacle event or just us 3. So now we went and did it, and just to see the excitement of my son being at his first NBA game, that was awesome. Just seeing, oh my goodness, I get to see this and that and that and now. And so then for me, I was more amazed at the fact that I got to go with my son, my firstborn of the cousins and generation, and my dad. And it was a birthday gift for me and my dad from my mom, and it was awesome. And it was fun, just to have that dad moment of just being able to be in their life. First of all, my dad is able to be there, being his 70-something years old, to be a part of that and for him to live through it. And that's one thing that it was awesome just to see, to be a part of. And of course, going to the game was awesome. Just being able to go through the motions of trying to find parking, which was easy because we got there stupid early. And then, going through the whole,
ask about that.
and then just going in through the whole, standing through like the 5 different lines and staying outside for 2 hours waiting. Just,
Oh, y'all got there early.
yeah, we got there early. So, we go in and watch this, you look at the stadium and just seeing the awe from my, son. And of course, this was his very first game. So it was awesome, man. Like I will say, if you've never done anything with your but with your children, at least attempt to try and do it. Like if you've never been to simple as Six Flags together, go and do it. Or if you've never been to Disney World, or you've never been to Aqua World. Yeah, that thing. SeaWorld, that's it. Just go and do it.
World.
I don't know. Anyway,
Water place.
that's it. What the sea wolves or not sea
Splash
wolves.
Bun.
What are they called? Killer whales. Anyway, yeah. So just do something with those moments. Just cherish those moments as a father, as a person of anybody. Just cherish it. Just go do it, man.
It's like a core memory, and like the way you went about it with the time that it took to get there to the stadium. Yeah, it's
pretty cool. You had time to go and look at everything.
Yep.
See the chips.
Yep.
the
talk
banners.
about all the people that are retired up there and stuff like that.
Yep.
I hope y'all got to do all that, man. That's a beautiful thing.
Talk to the hype squad is what they call it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
That is such a weird name.
Hype
For
squad
that
dancers.
crew. I get it, but it weirds me out.
They're always the silver dancers to me, my dog.
Yeah, the hype squad.
What's this, like a new thing?
Yeah,
So-
because they're
Go
not
ahead.
cheerleaders. It's a dance
dancers.
team.
It is
It's
now
a
men
co-ed
and women.
dance team.
Yeah.
Hype squad.
So they don't
Hype
want to be the
squad.
silver dance. Nah, dude, they're the silver dancers. I don't care what you are. It's silver and black, and you're a silver dancer.
You gotta get hype.
Yeah.
Halftime. We're
Yeah.
down by 20.
And you know
Gotta
what's
get
crazy?
hype.
And you know what's crazy? The one thing that my son mentioned that I realized is watching it at home, of course, is totally different. But like just seeing the behind the scenes things, like we're used to watching commercials,
Yeah. You don't see the lady with the plates.
right? Or the mariachi band that they had going or whatever. So he got to see it. Like, oh, at least this has no ads. Well, yeah.
Yeah, there's stuff to do in between those timeouts.
Coyote
Exactly.
Throwing
people.
shirts up there. Kelsey Plum dropping it into the second row.
Yeah.
The kiss cam. Like,
Yep.
yeah, all that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Shout out to Kelsey Plum.
These half court halftime.
Oh, they did
Half
win
court.
10K. Didn't you win 10K?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
That was dope.
They,
too.
they,
My
these,
son was-
these halftime
Oh.
festivities, man. These are well paid.
Yeah, this kid, my son was hyped when that dude made
The
that.
Spurs were
Damn.
hyped.
Yeah, and everybody was hyping us. Even I was hyped. I was like, oh, yeah.
I was
Like,
jealous.
oh, world cart. Like,
Yep. Yeah, it was good though. It's your boy Rich from Dad Mode. We want to say thank you for listening and supporting us. We truly appreciate it. Stay tuned for more great content. Peace.